Every time I make a video of the newest anime game RPG, I always get a feedback from the player who's always asking for the global release one or the anime game that can be played globally. So our team decided to pick 10 games that were really good and worth playing now. But I would like to get a feedback from you all. Which anime games are you playing now? Or which one do you like the most? Remember to write your comment. Please enjoy the video of top 10 best anime games you can play now, anime RPG game for Android, PC and iOS. Honk Impact 3. No game can stand against it before because this game was the first anime game that looked promising and broke the global games market before. Even right now, surprisingly, the developer are giving the new games update with so much cool new area and bigger exploration area that we can reach. I'm pretty sure all of you already know how good the combat mechanism is. It is truly a masterpiece with a high of level combat mechanism and fast-paced intention, making all players need to make a high concentration to face it. The ambience is the main point that I would like to highlight because it's so refreshing with a lot of variety, brighter color we can see. The visual will attract the player to play it longer. In combat, we can take 2 more heroes to deploy on the team's lineup. Switch them all anytime without any limit to create a bigger chance to dominate the combat, especially against the boss monster. You can play the game on PC or mobile platforms, but don't be surprised about the game size because it's pretty unbelievable. Honk Impact 3 is the best anime action RPG game you can play now. Exost. I will give a huge respect to the game's developer, which is GameMobile, because he made a console anime game for mobile platform and it's truly magnificent. I don't have any single complaint about everything because everything it has is well blended with a perfect combination after all. The storyline is really engaging, the music is really adorable, the visuals are outstanding. Even the main combat mechanism is absolutely innovative and attractive. I will give 10 to 10 for everything it showed to us. This is the main reason why we should get the game in a good number in a premium way. It's not pretty newbie friendly by the gameplay, but surely you will get used to it once you keep trying to learn how the combat works. So we can do a counter, dodge and even release the ultimate skill with a great showcase. The open world panorama is set to another level with a great attention to detail of a far view distance, will easily attract you to explore the world. Some puzzle will be available but need to solve it to open up the next part. Unfortunately, the game is only downloaded by less than 100,000 players. It should be more than a million. Zen Zone Zero. I'm pretty sure everyone will agree if HoYoverse is the best game developer who's provided the best anime game on mobile platform. Every single game they made was always downloaded by over 10 million players in the world, which is really crazy and insane. It's all because they are always on point on delivering the actual gameplay footage to the player. This game will be one of the best hack and slash games because the camera perspective is really good in taking the angle and surely it will make a dynamic action combat even look better. It's not an action game only, but also we can do a little exploration by walking around the city plaza and joining an interesting minigame. The minigame will be the best way to refresh yourself once you are stuck in a certain stage, because the game's level is pretty challenging and you need a lot of effort in developing your main character as well as to learn how to predict the incoming attack from the hazardous area by the boss. Crystal of Atlan Global. I'm sure many of you know this game because since the game is doing beta testing, it always has a very good feedback by the player. Even the game's developer is pretty active on reading the player's feedback and fixing any issues. No wonder the game now has downloaded over 1 million players within less than 1 month. This is a huge achievement for an anime game. This game will give you a different experience on how the main gameplay works because it's a combination of action game with massively multiplayer concept, which make the player see the other characters while in safety zone. PvP in real time is the main highlight of why players stay loyal playing it, so we will have a goal to strengthen our main character and not only for doing a mission. All of the classes will have an option to be promoted into stronger classes, but the main gameplay will be a little different after, so you need to be wise in selecting your next job as your playstyle. Overall, the combat speed is not fast enough, but it will show us the realistic experience. Black Beacon. If you really want to have a different storyline with an anti-mainstream plot twist, then this game will be your answer. Even most of the puzzle will make you confused and need a lot of effort to solve it. We'll not find any village, city or any safety area, but we will stay in a labyrinth with so many ways and paths we should find to get into the right way. I'm sure right now you are getting confused, right, after listening to my explanation about it. Let's get back into the gameplay. It's kind of a collectibles base where we can do a gacha to obtain a hero or a weapon. content. The gacha rate is quite small to obtain a higher tier quality, but overall I would say about your winning chance will be determined by your own gameplay. Timing, precision, and anticipation is the main key to winning. Switching your main hero to have a different playstyle will be really crucial to face a bunch of enemies that will come at you. Overall, the combat is engaging with a fast pace and variety of moveset. Snowbreak Containment Zone. Before you want to play it, make sure you know how many extra game size we need to download for the entire data. Let me tell you, it reached 18GB. What a crazy number for a shooter anime TPS base, but once you get into the game, then you will realize how special it is. All of the main heroes are female and it doesn't have any male characters at all. We can't change the appearance of each hero even if the weapon can't be switched. That will push the player to understand how the weaknesses and strength of every character. Some heroes will have a faster fire rate but lower damage, and some heroes have less damage with a faster fire speed. The best strategy is, you need to keep unleashing the ultimate skill whenever it's ready, because the energy will over time recharge frequently by itself even when you don't switch within the characters. Shooter while moving will be the best part to learn how to survive. Always try to optimize your equipment and hero's level before entering the combat, because it will be along the night. PGR Punishing Grey Raven. I can't believe how this game has been released for more than a few years, but surprisingly, it still has a lot of loyal players. Even the newbies keep playing it and leave a very good feedback on the Play Store. For a newbie, I will give a ton of reason why this game will be the first priority that you need to download. The gacha rate is pretty high, with a lot of free tickets will help you a lot to get the best heroes in the earliest game. The storyline is very easy to understand and it's getting slower once you have passed the tutorial. But of course, the OST is the main satisfaction thing that I got from PGR. With the futuristic and sci-fi model characters, it will easily blend to any player who's been used to a digitalization behavior. You only need to have a mid-range pawn to run it on the highest setting, which means the low-end pawn has a great chance to play in a good graphic. Eversoul. I know most of you are waiting for the 7 Night Rebirth, right? But this game will be one of the best alternatives. Because the graphics are similar, the character models are quite identical, and even if the skill showcases look similar to the high visual of animation. The gameplay is full of autoplay where every hero will do an auto basic attack and we can't aim at certain target. So the only thing the player should do is to manage the skill. With skill we can prioritize the launch first. Unfortunately, the game gacha rate does not really interest me. The developer need to understand if the player is not only focusing on the graphic, but as a gacha anime game, they should try to make it become way more fair and balanced on a free-to-play players. There are so many features we can select to optimize the hero's strength and upgrade the capacity of the status point by participating into a different mode and dungeon. The character design and how well the visual skill is pretty blows my mind. One of the best anime game gacha RPG for mobile. Genshin Impact. Every single one of you needs to know how good this anime game is, even if it exists for more than a few years already, but the player keep comparing it within a new anime game on mobile. It's because the Genshin Impact is the first anime game that breaks the mobile game industry, with a new game standard that pretty much look like a PC level. Right now, the developers are really good at adjusting the game into a mobile devices, especially for a mid-range level. I'm pretty sure it will run smoothly. The new event keeps coming out with a great collaboration, skin and new characters show up. I love how detailed it is, especially when we make a combination element of the skill, then the effect will look so realistic. You can try to unleash your icy skill to the water, then the water will freeze and you can step on it. Can you imagine how detailed the game is? It's pretty satisfying to see the ragdoll effect. This is exploration based, so you will play as a single player and start to follow the main storyline, but actually will have a lot of things to do to raise the character's attribute status. Get the hidden treasure, material, and also kill the stronger boss to get a rare goods. I think I don't have to explain more about it, because everyone knows how the Genshin Impact works. That's why it's becoming a AAA RPG game on mobile and PC. Atlan Restart. Prepare yourself to play a great adventure anime turn-based game. The gameplay is pretty classic and I'm sure you all will understand it easily just by following the main tutorial. I have read and seen so many players saying if it's kind of a Honk style rail killer, but after I play for a few hours then I realized it has the same characteristic of the gameplay, where we can explore the world and get some heroes on our side to play as a team. Following the main storyline or even getting it through the gacha will be the fastest way to earn a better grade of a hero. In the earlier game, you will get a free legendary hero. What a great gift from the developer. Let's get back on how the gameplay is. So the player will have a chance to explore the area by doing a teleportation on a certain object. Hang in there and move it faster. Step from behind will be the best way to do an assassination and make it an instant kill to the monster nearby. But we need to make sure to launch it at the right timing. Bonus, Watering Waves. This is the only ARPG that can stand against Genshin Impact. Seriously, it's pretty good in general. Even the game's score reached 4.6 and has been downloaded over 10 million players. They successfully keep a high score within a huge number of downloaders, which impressed me with a consistency. It has a very unique mechanism where we can capture a certain monster and let our main hero transform into that creatures. Each of the creatures will have a different ability and function. It's pretty useful to unleash it in a certain condition. The game's combat mechanism is hack and slash based. It has a fast movement, fast moveset, amazing visual skill, and great element colors. These all are the best anime game RPG you can play now. Anyway, this is not my only opinion, but also I have done some research based on how many players download and how massive the fans are. Of course, our team select based on the gameplay as well. Remember to like this video and see you on the next list. Thanks.